Glorious day to you, my friends. Welcome to day number 140 of being, this blissful existence, illuminating and nurturing grace. We're in the last 5 days. We have 2 days of Sahasrara, 1 day of Vyapini, the soul star chakra, the goddess who is everywhere. We have 1 day with the Ananda chakra, these aspects of divinity, these aspects of the self, which have been lately reduced to ease and joy and satisfaction or grace. And as they spiral in and become one, the self, where it becomes Om, both Om that created everything and both Om that's at rest in the Anda, Om in the realm of possibilities that has not been thought of yet. So, to review, because we left Agnya. During the first 55 days. We'll do the whole spiel here. The imagery they gave me at the beginning as we're spiraling up the Great Pyramid of the Self to the edge of the matrix, poking our head through the hub of the Dharma Chakra, using the Eye of Providence to gain a divine perspective on this reality. With the Isha Upanishad, we realize the reality in quotes. They did everything but say reality in quotes. This is the perceived reality. Well, since we're spiraling up, we're using the golden spiral, which is closely associated with the Fibonacci sequence. 144 is a Fibonacci number. During the first 55 days, we were subtly dealing with Vasundhara, the Earth Star Chakra, our root system, and the Annamaya Kosha, this physical layer of us. The idea of the koshas, we are this self, this pure bliss, that we put on different layers to have these experiences called life. And the overcoat is this physicality. Food. Anna means food. And the invitation from that 55-day segment was to place more of our roots into our heart center for the true nourishment of our soul. We're going to re-say that because we're now up in Sahasrara, the 1,000-petal lotus, the infinitely petal lotus, the innumerable petal lotus. If we think of each petal as every person on earth, whoever was, plus everything that's on earth, plus every atom, plus every subatomic particle, there's a lot of petals. Each one of those things is consciousness, is sentient. Which is why we can talk to it. Because we're really just talking to ourselves. Shat Chakra Nirupanam doesn't classify Sahasrara, our crown chakra, as a chakra. Shat means 6. Shat Chakra. Nirupanam means exploration, And so the last chakra, Shat Chakra Nirupanam, describes Sahasrara as this void, this empty space. We've been dealing with the void ever since Vishuddha and in the Vijnanamaya Kosha. We're still in this Vijnanamaya Kosha. As we release Sahasrara, the blockers for Sahasrara are attachment. We've been working on release this whole time. And so now we're going to describe each of the chakras in the sense of release or surrender or relax or let go, of ease, however we want to look at them. Vasundhara, the invitation in that 55-day segment, was to release our roots into the physicality. When we release our roots that are in the physicality, they naturally return to their home in the heart. The next 34-day segment, another Fibonacci number, we subtly dealt with Muladhara, the root chakra, our foundation. And we started utilizing the Pranamaya Kosha. We took off this overcoat of Anna, of physicality. And we started utilizing and looking at the energetic body, our aura, our nadis, the channels, the Ida, Pingala, and Shushumna, where the energy flows in our body. And we started utilizing prana for both the breath and for the life force energy. And as it taught us, the invitation from that 34-day segment was to release our foundation in this physicality. Release, let go of, surrender our foundation in prana, we could even say, in the physicality. And then our foundation naturally returns to that of our heart home, to the self. So maybe we'll start talking that way. As our roots are in self, we're just going to say self. And our foundation is self. During the next 21-day segment, we were subtly dealing with Svadhisthana, where the self is established. This sacral chakra, the water chakra. It just so happened to be that there's 21 major arcana cards in tarot. And it seemed like I was referencing tarot every day without understanding that my people wanted to talk about we're doing the Fool's Journey. We are the Fool. And we're meeting each of the major arcana archetypes to learn from them and to integrate them and become whole. And the invitation from that 21-day segment was to release or let go of each of these 21 senses of self. Who we think we are, who we sense that we are. As we slowly let go of our 5 senses, the senses of our physical body, pratyahara, while we slowly allowed each of these senses to rest in their own true nature. Each of these 21 senses of self, as we let go of our sense of self, our sense of self naturally return to that in the heart home, to that of the self. We can say true authentic self, because we're still in this egoic realm. We're still in the mind. So even though we're released our sense of self on day number 19 of Svadhisthana, of that 21-day segment, we were at day number 108 in the whole series. And 108 is a very sacred number. The unification of the sun, the true self, or the self, the moon, our sense of self, our heart, and 8, the earth, or everything that we have manifested, this realm of the physical, unifying them all in a heart center on day number 108, day 19, which is the sun card in tarot, which represents the self. There are only 2 days left, judgment and the world. And judgment is us looking at ourselves now with this new perspective. We started utilizing aspects of this Eye of Providence as we gently tune our vibration. Jatanahata iti aryanahasa akuhuta shaye naryaranahasa akatuhoratatira. And as we look back at what we did right and what we did wrong, day number 19 represents the death of the ego, death of the sense of self. And judgment represents, in the business world and project management, it's the post-mortem. After death, after the death of a project, when the cycle ends, we have a meeting and we discuss what went well, what didn't go so well, and how can we improve. The same thing that the judgment card is talking about. We're looking at our belief systems, we're looking at the way we think with our mind, our egoic mind, our conscious mind. And 21 is the world, which is now with this new perspective after the work that we've done in judgment, after 108, we're eager to dive back into life with this new perspective. And then the next 13-day segment, so 21 days of Svadhisthana, releasing the sense of self, surrendering the self, surrendering the sense of self to the self. And Manipura, 13 days. 12 days. 13 to me is the center of the heart. There are 12 petals in Anahata, and the 13th is the center of it, which is the center of self. And the invitation was to release, let go of the reins of control and allow our self to drive our chariot. This is about willpower, about intention. And when we let go of control of driving, control naturally returns to the center of our heart home, to the self, our true authentic self. Then the next 8 days were about, as we released the pranamaya kosha, we released this, the clothing of energy, where we entered the manomaya kosha, the realm of the mind. But it's also the heart mind. And in the heart mind, we're unifying the conscious mind and the aspects of the buddhi, the higher mind or the heart mind, unifying all those aspects. And these 8 petals of Hridaya, we're talking about the cycles of sama, vritti, pranayama, the cycles of life, the cycles of breath, the cycles of thought, the cycles of manifestation. And as we completed these 8 days, the invitation was to release thought, to release the egoic conscious mind, the egoic mind. Pratyahara, allow all these senses in our lower chakras that are blocked by fear, guilt, shame, and grief. As we took off our manomaya kosha, as we took off this piece of clothing of the mind, and the only thing left was the mind of the self, the mind of Shiva, the mind of Vishnu, the mind of Brahma, the mind of Indra, the mind of Lakshmi, Parvati, Saraswati, just the mind of the divine, the mind of Om. As we gently tuned our vibration, now that we entered into the Vijnanamaya Kosha, and we've released this mind of the individual that's focused on this life, and even focused on the continuing lives that are strung together, as we release the idea of imprints. Yet we're still dealing with our egoic self. We have not achieved this unity, this samadhi. Well, we've been working with the samadhi as we've released this idea of mind, the manomaya kosha, understanding the cycles, and we've released this egoic mind, working on then the equanimity of mind, of thought, of up here in the Vijnanamaya Kosha, this knowing. And in the 5 days of Vishuddha, this higher ease of the mind, when we looked at and analyzed the aspects of this physicality, every single aspect of this physicality, as we allowed the mind to rest, as we have allowed time to rest. We looked at snapshots, we went fast forward and rewind. We've allowed change to rest, and we've allowed creation to rest. And we're only in the realm of Vishnu, this preservation and abundance, with Lakshmi and Vishnu. Simply looking at what is. That's it. Understanding what is. And then, after 5 days, another Fibonacci number. All of these are Fibonacci numbers. 55, 34, 21, 13, 8, 5, 3, 2, 1, 1, and then 0. The 3 days of Agnya, or Anya as my people call it. The realm of the holy fire. We didn't talk about that yesterday. Chakra Nirupanam talks about this fire and the light. And so does the Ishopanishad, Niyatara Ashana Iso Atakaryata Hatita Karana. That in our idea of separation, asking this holy fire to purify everything. These thoughts of separation, these everything. That's how they closed out. And as we explored Vidya and Avidya, and as we unified duality, we've released this mind of duality, the thought processes of duality. We've released what is. We've released this physicality. We explored the meaning. We explored other things. We've unified duality. We've released duality. We've released the physicality. We've released what is. Now in these 2 days, Sahasrara, as we get comfy, Isha Upanishad suggests that we even give our light a rest. Which is okay. Which is absolutely okay. With this equanimity of mind, we are all one mind. Yes, Kaivalya and Samadhi. In our meditation, as we rest in our lotus of awareness, even giving awareness rest, giving our light rest, not even knowing that we're aware, not even knowing that our light is shiny or not shiny. As we make our way, spiral our way to our lotus. Giving all aspects of the mind rest. Giving all aspects of reality a rest. Allowing awareness to rest. Allowing Om to rest. Allowing rest to rest. So I invite you to rest. Whether you lie down, whether you sit, or whether you sit in seated meditation, it does not matter. Comfort and ease are all that matters. And in this void of thought, void of void, as we allow everything to rest, unaware that we're aware, unaware that we are unaware. As we switch up the chants, if you wish to chant, to open chanting Om, please do so. If you wish to just chant Om with your antarnad, your inner sound, that is okay. And then we chant Om 108 times. We're not utilizing this Mala of joy, or just simply listening to our Antarnad chant, Om, and maybe even become blissfully unaware of Om. And then transitioning with our Antarnad chanting Ang. If you're going to chant, a breath in for Om. Continuing with our Antarnad. transitioning while listening to our Antarnad chant Eng. And then letting all ideas rest. Let our light rest. Letting awareness rest. Continuing to chant with our antarnad, transitioning with Eng, and then with our antarnad chanting Ah. Just the first sound of Om. 36 times. And then concluding, if you wish to chant aloud, concluding with Aum, concluding with Om, or listening to your antarnad chant Om. If you're going to chant, a breath in for Om. Om. When you are ready, slowly bring awareness back to the here and now. Maybe invite in some gentle movements. And when you are ready, slowly open your eyes and welcome in the new now. Congratulations, my friends. We have completed day number 140. There are only 4 more days left of this being, this blissful existence, illuminating and nurturing grace. I encourage you to journal, even if nothing happened. Even if you experience this total rest. Just by starting, I didn't experience anything. Maybe the self will start to write. Nodohutora karsana hesiri karshano uto urhatarati shasha enarara kishananata artada sohukora aratitara kichunohutoro hatara sisana ichahatara kaya atara.